I am super excited. I'm here at Powder Pro to pick up the chrome parts that I sent in to get powder coated. Ooh, I can't wait to check this stuff out. Wow, what a great job.
Good.
Dude, that's better than I thought. Are you kidding me? That's gonna be awesome when it's done. I'm at home. Parts are here. The handlebars look fantastic. The engine guard. I mean, it's phenomenal how good this stuff came out. Well, you saw it hanging on the rack. And I am just so excited to have this stuff here. Now, I can stop putting stuff together or getting ready to put stuff together, but I'm not there yet. I do have one thing to do, and that's remove the swing arm because we're going to replace the bearings. So that's the only thing left that I have on the bike that needs to come off, and then we can start putting stuff together. I ordered the paint. I decided on a nice green pearl. So I ordered that paint. I ordered a spray gun. It's not an expensive spray gun, but I think it's going to be good enough to do this job. I just couldn't justify spending $500 on a spray gun. I don't have the cash for this project as it is. I am over budget. Just powder coating those parts was very expensive. I have to say, I'm very happy I went that route. So much better than trying to do it with spray paint. Although the stuff I did with the spray paint, I am happy with it, but I gotta say the powder coat does look a lot better than doing it with spray paint, and it's much more durable. All right, that's enough chatter. Let's get on that swing arm. We're going to take that swing arm off. Once the mufflers are out of the way, wheel is removed, it's easy to get to the swing arm. Now, to remove the swing arm, remove your footrest, remove the chrome cover, it just pops off. Inside here, there's a nut. Now, to get that nut out, you're going to need an impact wrench or some type of impact wrench. To get this piece off here, you can see the exhaust is in the way. So you're not going to get access to that bolt unless you remove the exhaust. And to save time, you don't have to remove this. You just have to take off those nuts. So if you have an impact, it's easy enough to do. Now I already loosened that nut inside there. There's a little spacer in there which you need to take out. We go to the other side, remove your footrest, remove the chrome cover, just pops off with a screwdriver. You're going to loosen these two bolts, and this bracket comes off. Again, using your impact, you would remove that nut. And the transmission mount. We're going to take a center punch, and right in the middle of that spindle, there's a little hole. Put the punch in there, and you should be able to tap the spindle right out of there. You can see the spindle bushing. When you slide out the spindle, hold the swing on because it's going to fall. Bushing on the right side. This might fall out when you take it out, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. And then you can reach in here and grab the transmission mount from the right side. And that's it. The swing arm is out. Don't forget to use a piece of wire to hang the brake caliper out of the way so it's not in the way and it's not hanging on the hose. Now this hose is also going to have to come out of these mounts or holders. These actually hold the hose in place, so make sure you take the hose out first. Best way to check the swing arm for any play is to actually remove the rear tire So that way there's no pressure on the swing arm itself. And you can grab the end of the swing arm and rock it back and forth to see if there's any play. And you can also go up and down with it. Now what happens on some of these bikes is the bearings, they get so bad that when you move this up and down, you'll feel it getting hung up. Or if it's bad enough, it'll actually stay there. It won't move. So, or it'll be difficult to move it. We're gonna replace both bushings on both sides. We're going to replace the spindle, and we will be replacing the bearings inside the swing arm. I don't have the special tool that Harley-Davidson makes to remove these bearings. What I am going to attempt to use is a socket that fits right over the bearing and a 1/2 inch extension to go through the inside of that bearing, lock it into the socket, and then we're going to try to push this bearing out this way. Now these bearings, to remove them, have to come out this way towards the outside of the swing arm. So using a hammer, we're going to see if we can pop those out. So there's your bearing. Yeah, they don't look that great, to tell you the truth. Very small amount of play in that bearing, but overall, not bad for 80,000 miles. I gotta say. Now, we have to flip the swing arm and do this side. So to be able to put this in my vise the opposite way, I have to remove the chain guard. Now this one has a bit more play than the other one. I don't know if you can see that. Very, very small amount, but it's a little bit more than the other bearing. The only thing left for me to do is to clean this up. I'm just gonna use some brake clean. Maybe you can see, maybe you can't. It's nice and clean in there. Since I have this out, I might as well touch it up where it needs to be touched up. So I just got some black touch-up paint, gloss black. Moving on, rear tire. Go ahead and disassemble the rear tire. Before I take the brake rotor off, just gonna put a small mark on the rotor. And then a small mark on the hub. Just so I know where it goes. That way I can put it back in the same spot. Before I take this pulley off, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to mark this. It should just come right up. There we go. I take the green Scotch pad, number 0, and because the rim is in good condition, I just go ahead and just sand the paint with the Scotch pad. The outer aluminum on the rim, that's going to stay just like the front tire. And what I did there is I hit it up with the Scotch pad first, then I went to 1000 grit, and then I finished up with 5000 grit. Looks good, I'm happy with that. and she's ready for paint. Well, that's going to be it for the fender today. When I come back, we'll go ahead and sand that, get it down to bare metal or close to it, and get it ready for primer. We got the parts in. The other parts went to the powder shop. The rear tire is ready to go with the drive pulley. When I took that muffler out and looking at the pipes, I discovered that this pipe was cracked from underneath all the way up to the side here. So I ended up welding it back to good as new, really. So I think what happened is when that rear strut broke, all the support for the bags, all the pressure was on this exhaust, and it just gave out right here. If you ask me, it's been a productive day in the garage. I am waiting on parts to come in, waiting on the bearings for the swing arm. I'm waiting on some more black paint so I can get this painted up. That should be in any day now. And I'm also waiting on the green paint for the panels. Go ahead and click on the next video. If it's posted, it'll be on your top right hand corner. Any comments or questions, you know what to do. Put them down below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. There's links in the description for all the stuff that I use. That's all I got. You all take care. Be blessed. Ride safe.